I thought I'd be done by now. The roof would be finished, the walls sealed, maybe even a warm fire going inside. But here I am, 1 year later, still climbing this roof. This was only supposed to take a year. The plan was simple: quit my job, build my family a house, and then get back to work. How hard could it be? Pretty hard, it turns out. When I started this project a year ago, I had no idea what I was really signing up for. Building a house alone sounded like a challenge, but I didn't realize how much it would test me physically, mentally, and sometimes emotionally. I've climbed this roof more times than I can count. In the heat, the cold, the snow. At least I love climbing. I knew there was a lot I didn't know. But what I didn't know was how many things I didn't know. And every time I learned one of those things, I had to adjust, which usually meant another delay. Still, each mistake teaches you something. That's how you get better at this, little by little. Right now, I'm getting ready to add battens and purlins, wood strips under the roof to create airflow beneath the metal. When I started, I thought I was fine to attach the metal directly to the zip panels. Turns out, it's okay, but not ideal. So I'm revising the plan and adding this wood. But nothing on this roof is ever as easy as just adding some wood. Every little job means ladders, ropes, scaffolding, and moving heavy boards from one side of the frame to the other. At least now I have a proper ladder. When I started last summer, I climbed on the framing itself, which worked until the last row of blocking got covered up. Climbing up the frame was nice, as my ladder was always right where I needed it to be. While it felt great when I got all the zip panels installed, now I needed a new way to get to the top. Moving the ladder and setting it up adds another step, but it's part of the process. Every climb takes a little more time now, but that's just how solo building goes. But when I really think about it, moving the ladder isn't so bad, especially compared to dragging this scaffolding to a new spot. I keep telling myself I'll invest in proper scaffolding platforms someday, but for now, my makeshift plank does the job. It's heavy, awkward, and slow to move on my own, but it works. Moving the scaffolding is no fun, but I try to find moments of enjoyment where I can, and traversing this roof on my ropes puts a smile on my face every time. Even though the dormer roof is much less steep, I still stay roped up. When you're working alone and up this high, safety first isn't optional. With the scaffolding in place, it's time to focus on the smaller details. The kind of work that doesn't look like much, but matters a lot later on. Before I can install the drip edge for this roof, I need to seal everything with zip tape. And before I can use the zip tape, I have to clean off all the dust. That might sound easy, but living next to a sand and gravel pit throughout a drought-stricken Maine summer means every passing truck throws up a cloud of dust that settles right back on the roof. If I want the tape to stick, that all has to go. It's the kind of small, invisible job that eats up little bits of time. But when the zip tape, drip edge, and ice and water shield finally go down, it feels like a win. First layer down, a few wrinkles. I've done better laying this down, and I've done worse. Gotta get this roof done. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that everything takes longer than I expect. Back in spring, I worried I'd be working up here in the blazing sun, trying not to burn myself on the metal roofing. Now, as summer fades into fall, I know I'll soon be freezing instead, racing to finish before the first snow. That's Maine for you. Every season brings a new challenge, but each season also brings me a little closer. Well, I'm one step closer to getting this roof on. I got all the battens up. Next step is getting all the horizontal pieces, the purlins. Don't even know if this is really necessary. Just trying to make it so this roof doesn't fall off. I'm about, I'd say, a week behind schedule, maybe a little, no, like 3-4 days behind schedule. The leaves are all starting to change. It's almost the end of September. Yes, just square. Moving on to a new step, installing these purlins, feels exciting because it's progress in the right direction. It also means I might have a new permanent ladder built right into the roof, something I can climb up and down on. But first, I need to make sure they'll actually hold my weight. If they do, any doubts I had about these 1x4 boards being strong enough for the roof will be put to rest. We're making progress, but obviously doing it by myself, it's slower than I would like. So you got this side done as well. So yeah, keep going. We're gonna try to get this. My goal was to get the roof on before October, or by the beginning of October. That's really wishful thinking. I started moving a bit slower after I pulled my hamstring running. Apparently, sprinting with my kids' cross-country team after a 5-mile run was not my best idea. But even slower progress is still progress. I realized I used the wrong nails on these purlins, ones that could rust out over time. So I had to fix that. Because those small details, they matter. And if there's anything this project has taught me, it's patience and respect for the little things. Every stage of this build has tested me in ways I never expected. I've made mistakes, learned lessons the hard way, and climbed up and down this roof through every season Maine has to offer. I've watched this structure take shape one piece at a time, and apparently, I'm not the only one that's trying to make a home for their family. This robin has built multiple nests and hatched 2 sets of chicks while I've been working on this place. Maybe I should have asked her if she could help me out. Shoot. Throughout this build, at times when I've struggled with the thought of not going fast enough or getting enough done in a day, I've been reminded of a French proverb I learned once. I'll spare you my terrible French, but it means, little by little, the bird builds its nest. And that's exactly how this home is coming together, little by little. Nothing about it has been easy, but it's been worth it, because hard things are worth doing. Until next time, take care of each other and the planet. And remember, little by little, the bird builds its nest.